Hey, this is Dr. Paul Firnhaber here at Lincoln Disc and Nutrition in Lincoln, Nebraska. It's Wednesday and it's time for 10 minutes of truth. So the articles that I'm going to cover today deal with the issue of drinking sugary drinks and increasing the risk of hair loss. And these articles come from several different journals, Nutrition and Health, a journal called Nutrients and Frontiers of Nutrition. And as you know, and as most people know, one of the issues with men as they age is they tend to lose their hair. And this happens in women as well, but not nearly as much in women as it does men. Well, the research is now finding that there's a relationship or there's a connection between the consumption of sugary drinks with men, especially in their 20s and 30s, and the acceleration of hair loss. And the hair loss really amounts to what is going on inside your body that's allowing that to happen. And what you eat and what you drink can have a significant effect on that. So a recent systematic review published in Nutrition and Health examined several peer-reviewed studies which combine a participant pool of over 61,000 people to determine how diet influences alopecia or hair loss. That's a lot of people. That's a lot. It's a pretty big sample. The researchers focused on 17 original peer-reviewed studies. These included 7 cross-sectional studies, 4 case control studies, 3 randomized clinical trials, 2 clinical trials, and 1 cohort study. One of the standout findings in these studies was a connection between vitamin D status and hair loss severity. The researchers found that individuals with lower vitamin D concentrations were more likely to experience severe hair loss or alopecia compared with those of adequate levels. So vitamin D is needed for your hair follicles to function properly. Follicles cycle through phases of growth and rest, and vitamin D acts like a signal that helps restart growth. So it's vitamin D is important to maintain hair follicle homeostasis, or a level of normal functioning. Iron deficiency is another consistent factor. Hair follicles require oxygen and energy to build new strands, and iron is the mineral in your body used to transport oxygen through your blood. So it's possible that people that lose hair prematurely, or even at all, might have low iron. And I can't say that I see an enormous amount of low iron in practice, but I see some. And iron deficiency or iron deficiency anemia is a big red flag, and that's something that really needs to be corrected. Another important insight is how these patterns unfolded across different groups. Younger adults with poor diet habits experienced hair loss resembling much older individuals, while postmenopausal women with nutrient deficiency had much more thinning compared to their peers with better nutrient status. This shows how diet influences hair loss, and nutrient status is important. It's important for the entire range of health issues. As the latter part of the study, the researchers highlighted 2 important dietary factors linked to hair loss: sugary drinks and alcohol. These are definitely factors contributing to hair loss. 2 studies found that alcohol consumption negatively impacted hair health and contributed to increased hair loss. But even more notable was the link between sugary drinks and hair loss. Now, unlike eating fruit, which does contain sugar, which is paired with fiber and nutrients, the sugar you get from soda, processed fruit juices, and energy drinks hit your system very quickly, and spiking glucose and insulin. This repeated stress creates inflammation that narrows the blood vessels, feeding your scalp and the hair follicles. And over time, this constant damage, it adds up, leaving follicles struggling to grow hair. Published in the journal Nutrients in 2023, Chinese researchers set out to investigate how sugary beverage consumption affects male pattern hair loss. Instead of only focusing on genetics and hormones, this study looked at how lifestyle habits, particularly sugary drinks, play a measurable role in how fast men lose their hair. Excuse me. Now, this particular research involved a little over 1,000 men at age 18 to 45. Men with male pattern hair loss consumed on average nearly twice as many sugary drinks as those without noticeable hair loss. The study noted that frequent consumers were much more likely to be moderate to severe category of baldness, while lighter consumers tended to be in the early stages. The study showed that those drinking more than one sugary beverage per day were most at risk. Men in this group had the highest likelihood of suffering from rapid progression of hair loss compared to those who limited their intake just a few times a week. One of the most eye-popping findings was how much younger men were affected. Participants in their 20s who drank sugar-laden beverages daily already showed hair loss patterns resembling men in their late 30s. In other words, high sugar intake makes your scalp age faster than the rest of your body. And I would say this, it also ages all of you faster, not just your scalp. And I would definitely recommend, and I tell this to my patients constantly, sugary drinks, soda, processed fruit juices, and energy drinks are some of the worst things that you can put in your body. And it showed that sugary drinks are linked to poor sperm health, that this habit also increased DNA damage in sperm. And so these are also factors in, why some men can't have kids. So I've always told women, and I believe this to be true, is that, if you're having trouble getting pregnant, one of the first things you need to do is have your husband's sperm checked. See, does he have adequate sperm, and are the sperm healthy? And if not, the husband needs to change his diet and maybe his lifestyle to impact that in a negative way. So practical steps to protect your hair and your overall health. Number one is just cut out sugary drinks. Just don't drink them. For me, my diet consists of primarily the things that I drink are water, coffee, and tea, with a very occasional glass of wine, but not very often at all. Get rid of alcohol. Don't drink alcohol routinely. Have your vitamin D checked. Find out what your number is, and if it's low, you need to start building it up. Get in sunlight in the summertime. Take vitamin D supplements. Check your iron intake. Check iron and ferritin. If that's low, you need to build that up. Primarily through a supplement, a ferritin supplement, not an iron supplement, because iron supplements generally can cause constipation and nausea. And you can eat foods that are higher in iron, like beef, lamb, lentils, and pairing your iron-rich foods with vitamin C, which helps your body absorb more. And make your diet follicle friendly. Your hair depends upon a steady stream of energy and nutrients. So aim for balanced meals with protein, eggs, wild-caught salmon, collagen-rich cuts of meat, carbs from whole fruit or root vegetables such as sweet potatoes, and healthy fats like butter, coconut oil, tallow, ghee, and I would say that if you do that, you're doing well. The last thing is avoid vegetable oils like safflower oil, corn oil, cottonseed oil. All the processed seed oils and vegetable oils are not good for you, and that creates inflammation. So there are some practical things you can do to maintain your hair and your hair follicles, and a lot of it has to do with what we intake. So based on what I've said today, I hope that you think about the things that I've talked about, and that you begin to change your diet and maybe have things like vitamin D and your iron and ferritin checked to make sure that you're not anemic. So I hope this was helpful. I thought it was a great article, very practical, and a lot of men are concerned about this, and as well they should be, and they can do things that really help this issue. So this is Dr. Paul Firnhaber here at Lincoln Disc and Nutrition in Lincoln, Nebraska. Our phone number is 402-488-2220 if you want to get in touch with us, and we'd be glad to make an appointment with you, talk to you about your health. If you have health issues that haven't been able to get solved, call now at 402-488-2220. We'd be more than happy to help you. I'll see you next week.